Have you ever just wanted to escape the reality of your everyday life? Be someone that you read about in the books. A fairy, a knight in shining armor, a warlock, a witch, a pirate, even. Well, for me, as someone who really enjoys everything kind of mythical, I love the Renaissance festivals. I've only been to the Colorado Renaissance Festival, but it's really a fun place that I like to go to. It's super fun and it's always a great time to go with family. Hello, my name's Jocelyn. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning fan, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about my experience this year at the Colorado Renaissance Festival and give some tips about how to dress up, what to expect, and kind of what to prepare for because there's things that no one really gets told until they experience. So I hope to be that. So let's hop right in. So for Ren Faire, I highly recommend dressing up, and you can do it without spending boatloads of money. I think what people miss out on is the fact that you can thrift basically an entire outfit. That's what I did this year. I thrifted 2 skirts, a pair of boots, and a shirt. And that basically was the main majority of my outfit. And so basically, for kind of a fairy, or yeah, I would say fairy cottagecore kind of outfit like I had, is pick a color. Mine was blue because blue is my favorite color, but it's also related to a piece of my outfit that I already had from last year. So I had 2 skirts, like I said. I had a navy blue, and then I had a lighter blue floral skirt that I layered, and then I just had a white top, and then I had my light blue and cream waist belt that I got from Ren Faire last year. So the blues went together well. And then I had a belt that I already owned. I repurposed one of my leather dice bags for a lipstick holder. I had my wonderful sibling made me a pouch to hold my wallet and my battery pack for the day, as well as a headband, a bracelet and necklace I already owned out of my own jewelry. And then I repurposed a light stake strap from my K-pop collection and used 2 keyrings to create kind of a homemade skirt hike to help layer my skirts, a lot of safety pins. I think I used 4 or 5. That's actually not that many now that I think about it, but 4 or 5 safety pins to hold everything together. And I think that was it. And then boots, obviously, that I thrifted. But I highly recommend, if you want to thrift an outfit, go to things like Arc, Goodwill, Marshalls, Ross, and you'll find good pieces like I did. And color is whatever you want. I did blue, like I said, because it's my favorite color. And then there's the ability to create pieces. Like, this is the pouch my sibling made me. It might need a little bit of touch up before next year. It got pretty beat up this year, but it's just a little blue fabric pouch with flowers, and then on the bottom it has a 3D printed lantern. And yeah, so we made a lot of stuff, and I even chipped my lantern. I noticed that at the end of the day, I chipped it, but it made a really cute accessory for my outfit, and it just went on my belt. So it ended up going really well with my outfit. It'll need some help for next year. But yeah, really, you just gotta look for a flowy top, some skirts, or pants, whatever you want your outfit to be. And make, I recommend making a Pinterest board because that's what I did to kind of get inspiration for what I'm really looking for. And had help from my sibling who had their outfit ready to go like a week and a half in advance because they had the stuff in their closet. Lucky. But they were able to help me. So I'll show my outfit on screen probably to show you what the final look was with everything. Oh, I also had bow. I had a bow in my hair. But yeah, I forgot about the bow. I don't know how I forgot about the bow. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But anyway, yeah, so that was my outfit. And it actually wasn't too hot. That's a really big thing for the Colorado summer, at least. It gets really, really hot. So a lot of people wear like tank tops, thin layers. So be mindful of like how heavy everything is or how it'll feel in the hot sun cuz it's going to be hot or you can manage to find a cool weekend which is pretty hard, but be prepared to be in the heat. And sunscreen, always bring sunscreen cuz people like me burn. So we were pretty heavy on sunscreen. I didn't get sunburned, so I was happy. So be prepared for the heat. Drink lots of water. That's a big thing is stay hydrated so you don't pass out. But yeah, that's kind of everything that I did to build my outfit. So let's move on to the actual day. So I had to write everything down because to keep it like in my head was just too hard for me. So basically we got up super early. I think I got up at 5:30 to be ready to be out the door by 6:30 because I highly recommend getting to the Ren Faire a couple hours before or even just an hour before to get really good parking because your feet are bound to hurt by the end of the day. It is not easy terrain to walk on mostly. Like there's a lot of hills, there's a lot of climbing. It's not nice terrain. So either wear comfy shoes or be prepared to have your feet hurt at the end of the day. But we stopped to get breakfast. I got coffee and I think a slice of breakfast pizza from like QT. It was pretty basic. And then we were on the road. It was pretty quiet. It was just me and Riley who were awake. Riley's my boyfriend. And so we listened to a lot of like D&D inspired music, like Colm R. McGinnis. He's a really good artist for kind of like I want to say fantasy music. That's what my brain says it is. It's like, oh, it's the fantasy music. This is what you should listen to on your way to Ren Faire. So that's what I did because no one else was going to stop me. And we got there. We had a really good parking spot. From my spot in the car, like the driver's seat, I could see the castle front entrance. So it was a really good spot. So we're happy and we get out, we start getting ready. And for me, I already had like my shirt and my bottom layer skirt on. So all I needed was to put on my second skirt and all my accessories. So that's what I did. Helped others get sunscreen, get ready. And then we walked up to the front. And by the time we got there, all of the people were already up above, and there were some down below at the main entrance doing like performances, like the opening ceremony, like for the start of the day. So I, yeah, and one thing I kind of got bummed about was the amount of talking, and we were relatively close to the actors, and I couldn't hear them. Couldn't, I couldn't hear the music. I couldn't hear anything. And because everyone was talking, and I'm like, it's whatever. But I was like kind of bummed because I haven't actually gotten to hear it before. I've only heard them overhead as we go in. But so we're just standing there. One of the ticket ladies walks by, gets our tickets, so we had like our stamps already, so we could just walk in. And the opening cannon goes off. I think everyone, me, my sibling, my boyfriend, and my mother, jumped 3 feet in the air. It scared the crap out of us. It was insane. We forgot about it. Like, that's something we forgot. So, anyways, we are walking through. It's pretty crowded. And so, most years we go through the side gate. I don't know why. We always just go through like the stroller gate, which is I think to the left of the main castle. This year we go through like the actual center castle where you walk under the sign that says Renaissance Fair. And it was really cool. I got to record it and I just liked it. It was a lot better than just the side entrance because you got to walk below like the queen, the king, the duke, the duchess, the jester, and I think like I don't know. There was this one guy who was just like talking to everyone. The jester was already down and messing with people on the other side. So right before we walked in, there was the map. So we grabbed a couple maps so we knew where we were going. Because the first thing we do when we walk in is we figure out what shows we want to go see, where we needed to go first, and kind of have a day by day plan. That's just how my family works. And so we wanted to see specifically, like we discussed this the night before, we wanted to see the Spice Boys, the Angels, Heroines in Disguise, Jaxie Whipper, and then we wanted to go to the final joust at the end of the day. And so we're like, we need to head towards the pirate ship stage because that's where the Spice Boys and the Angels were going to be. And we weren't like in a rush. We had like an hour until their shows, so we wandered and looked through some shops. And my goal was to find a mug so I could use the water fountains without having to carry a really heavy water bottle. But by the time we got to the pirate ship stage, I needed water, so I drank out of a plastic water bottle that my wonderful mother went and got. But it was nice cold water. We needed water. We were big on hydration this year. And so we got to watch the Washing Well Wenches, which were these two girls. They were cousins, and they were just these hysterical girls. Or ladies, I should say. They were hysterical ladies. They were super funny. I had a blast. It was so fun. And then they ended, and it was next to Spice Boys, so we moved forward into the shade and waited for them, and they were funny. They're a pirate boy band that does covers of like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and those kind of people. They were so funny. It was really cool to see them. I really like their style, and they've been on my feed ever since. And I'm not complaining because they're funny. And then they finished up, and next was the Angels, but we realized it wasn't necessarily the show we wanted to see because it was like the family-friendly show, and we wanted to see their quote-unquote adult show, like the one that isn't appropriate. So we're like, okay, so they probably don't do it here. They probably do it at the Pirates Pub. So we decided to go get food. We were all starving. So we wandered over, looked through shops as well while we wandered for food. and got food, and then we walked down some more shops, and then we went to the water fountain right by the joust field to get some more water. And by that time I had did I at that point it's such a blur. I had something to drink out of by that point. So got some water, more water. It wasn't cool, so we were like, eh. And by that time, my siblings' back started to hurt, and my feet were getting pretty sore. But it wasn't from like the balls of my feet; it was the heels because the boots I was wearing started to rub. I had moleskin. I was prepared. It still rubbed. So we sat down at I think the Crown Royal stage where Jaxie Whipper was going to be, and we ended up watching the Crack Show, which is a Celtic rock band. So they were interesting. They were really loud, but they're like the group that you see on the website. Like they're popular. So I was like, okay, I've never heard them. So it was really cool to see them. And then after that, Jaxie Whipper came on. That show was funny. And he had his balloon trick that he's done. And apparently, he's never gone through more than one balloon. And he went through like 5 while we were there. It was really funny. So we watched Jaxie Whipper. It was really entertaining. I love him. I follow him on like every platform. And I always love watching his videos when they come up. And then I think we had like an hour between Jaxie Whipper and the Angels at the Pirates Pub, so we wandered around some more. And I think I got some fried ice cream, which is really, really good. I highly recommend it. And then my sibling, I think, got a pickle from the pickle cart. Yeah. And then we wandered around some more. And then we finally stopped at Pirates Pub. We caught the end of Chase Treasure. They're really sweet girls. They're really funny too. I wish we would have saw their whole set. And then we watched the Angels, Heroines in Disguise, and it was their adult show. And that was really, really fun. Riley absolutely loved it. This was his first time ever going to a Ren Faire, so he had a blast, and he's the D&D person. He's the one teaching me it, so he was in heaven the entire day. So I think right before the Angels, Riley went and got us pretzel dogs to snack on during the show, and they were really good. And then after that, it was like, I think another hour until the joust. So we wandered around through some more shops. At some point, we headed back to get a sword for Riley, because that was like something he wanted. So we went back and got a sword. I think that was earlier in the day. I can't remember. It's such a blur. It was such a chaotic day, to be honest. So after the Angels in Disguise, we headed down to the jousting field because we had like 40 minutes. We just sat there and relaxed. We found a cozy spot in the shade and got some kettle corn, had our water, and just relaxed until the joust started because we had nowhere to be. We were wanting to get off our feet a little bit, enjoy the beautiful weather. It was nice by that time. And hung around. Right, my boyfriend bought me a rose, so that was really sweet of him. And the joust was fun. I think as I get older, I start to notice like the acting, or maybe it just was the show that they were tired because they do this all day in the heat in armor. I applaud anyone who wears full armor or full gowns and like all the king and queen outfits. Those people who wear like the full outfit, the velvet, the silk, or whatever, I applaud you. I could not, I would die. But so they were probably just tired, and maybe this is just something I'm nitpicking, but I could see them like when they get hit and they needed to throw the sword, it was kind of obvious that they needed to. And that's just something I noticed, but it was still a fun time. And I think what mattered was that I was there with my family having a good time and enjoying it. So after the joust was over, we thought it was over, like the day was ending, but we were like, we haven't heard the cannon. So I guess we can go look at more shops. So we looked at some more shops, and by that point, the fairgrounds were dead. Like, no one was there. Or there was some people at some of the stages still, but like walkways were dead. So we wandered out, looked at a couple more shops, and then we watched this dude. He was at like I don't know what you call it, but you have like the guy at the other side and he's insulting you and you get to throw tomatoes at him. We watched this guy just get insulted. And his girlfriend was just standing there laughing. But he would insult the guy at the other end too. It was just this whole comedic thing. I wish I recorded it, but I also didn't feel comfortable doing that. But it was still really funny. And then we were like, okay, we're done. So we headed out, got to the car, and we got all changed into our normal clothes. And then, once again, all of us jumped like 3 feet in the air. The closing cannon went off. We're like, cool, the day is over. But, good lord, does that cannon scare you when you're not ready for it? And then, yeah, that was about it. That was the day. And drive home was nice, wasn't too heavy in traffic. So, that was the day. It was really fun. I had a great time. So, yeah. So now I want to talk about the food at Ren Faire. So, first thing I had was the turkey leg, which is a staple at Ren Faire. You get a literal entire turkey leg. It's like, holding it is like, I don't know, we got 2 because my mom wanted one and Riley wanted one. I ended up eating some of his. And holding both of them were bigger than my head. They were just massive. I rate it a 9 out of 10. Those turkey legs are fire. And then originally I got a teriyaki chicken sandwich. I didn't know it came with coleslaw, so I hardly ate it. I give it a 1 out of 10. It tasted funky. And Mother confirmed it. It tasted wonky. And then got a pretzel while we were waiting for Jack C. Whipper. And I gave it was a solid 8 out of 10. There was a lot of salt, which didn't really help my thirst problem at that moment. But thankfully I got water, so it was fine. But I wish I had like cheese, you know? I mean, he had like cheese sauce, but it was like, no, he didn't. He had mustard and chocolate. I was like, meh. And then fried ice cream, 10 out of 10. Always. I will not go to a single Ren Faire without having fried ice cream. That is my favorite. And then I talked about during the Angels, Riley went off and got us pretzel dogs. Those were 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that was missing was ketchup. Just needed some more. It just needed to be finished. It needed some toppings. But 9.5 out of 10. That was really good. And then kettle corn, 7 out of 10. I prefer kettle corn to be fresh. I'm very picky, but it was still really good. But yeah, that's all the food. I mean, like there was a pickle. I didn't have it. What else was there? Riley had the cheesecake on a stick. Was it a stick or was it a steak? I don't know. But he had that. He said it was really good. What else was there? Oh, Jay had mac and cheese on a stick. Jay's my sibling. I don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, so there's a lot of good food there. Last year we had pizza and a meatball sub, and those were really good too. And then a turkey leg. I don't think there's been a year we haven't done a turkey leg, except maybe the first year that we went, which was like almost 10 years ago now that I think about it. Because we got steak on a steak. And then we found the turkey legs. And we were like, dang it. But that was years ago. Like, wow. That was 10 years ago. Pretty much. But yeah. Okay. So, overall, I had a lot of fun. I enjoy going just to kind of get away from everyday life. Sometimes it just gets stressful. It's a good way to be creative, to kind of take on this different person. And unfortunately, it's exhausting. I it was so exhausted by the time I got home. But hey, that means early bedtime and really good sleep. So, that's a benefit. But and yeah, and I ended up getting a lot of cool things. So, this year I got the mug I was looking for. I'll do close ups, but it's a leather mug that has sheet music and a skeleton, and it has Dance Macabre on it. It stood out to me, and then I have a mug strap with it. I'll do a close up. So I got that. And then I also got a leather holster with a fan to keep me cool. And unfortunately, the fan has a little bit of work to be done because one of the little prongs on the fabric came off, but no big deal. I can easily fix that. But both of these just took onto my belt, so that was really nice. And then last year in 2025, I got my light blue and cream waist belt, and that has become the main piece and what I build my outfit around because why not? I can do whatever I want with my outfit. So there's that. And then I also got this really pretty handmade, I believe. I'd have to check. I believe so. Handmade headband with light blue roses, and they are my favorite thing. And then I don't have them right here, but in the year before that, I got a little pet dragon. I got a blue and gold one, glows in the dark. I don't know what I named it. That's the unfortunate part. I don't remember what I named it. But the very first year ago, which I go, yeah, the very first year I went. That's what I meant to say. The first year I went, I got a Elder Wand, which is somewhere in my collection. I think I actually packed that one away. I think it's packed away. But I got a hand carved Elder Wand. And then I got another pet dragon. And he is white and he glows in dark. And I at least remember his name. His name's Zap. I don't know where the name Zap came from, but hey, his name is Zap. I need to figure out what I named the other one. But yeah. And so that's everything I've collected from Ren Faire over the years. And I think over the next couple years, it'll be trinkets and little things that'll help with my outfit or just be little pieces of memories that I carry on for the rest of my life, you know? And, but something that really stuck out to me this year is how many people had mentioned AI. There were a lot of the artists and painters in the galleries there that had signs pretty much plastered all over the doorway like we didn't use AI. We are like this is authentic artwork. And I think that's interesting. And there was also mention of AI in some of the artists' sets like we didn't use AI to write any of our music. It's all authentic. And I think that really says something about how important it is to stay authentic today in society. And I think that's what draws me into the Ren Fair. It's just that absence of generation, I guess. Like, the artificial generation, the AI, basically. Like, the authentic hard work that went into making these pieces. Yeah, maybe the fan wasn't handmade, but like the holster, the mug, the strap. And so I think knowing that these are all handmade without the, or hand painted, handcrafted, I think the authenticity is what's important to keep in the Ren Faire as we go on in these upcoming years. I think it's really, really important. It's important to me to keep authenticity and creativity in my life. I try to add creativity to anything I do. Don't let AI do it for me. So I think it's really cool to see an entire festival worth of people use that authenticity and creativity. And it honestly brings about a lot of good human interaction. And I think that's really important. I had a lot of fun interactions with people while we were there. So I think that's important. But if you like this video, complete change of tone, guys. We gotta switch it up. But if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe and comment your favorite fantasy character. Comment your favorite fantasy character and or what festivals you've been to or what your favorite performer is. And yeah, please subscribe. Stay around for the vibes. I have some fun stuff coming up, especially with school and 4th of July's this week. When this goes up, it's tomorrow. It'll be the next day. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.